Hi, John here again, and in this episode of the Butterfly Formula, I talk about how the expression "a rising tide raises all ships" applies to creativity. What is that? Asked the passerby. It's tango, Argentine tango, I replied. A couple other gals were doing their mock version of the typical Fernando pose, complete with invisible rows in their teeth that people associate with the dance. Really, she marveled. On Wednesday night we have a dance near the mission, I explained, handing her a postcard flyer. There's a free dance lesson at 8 and dancing till midnight. Come on by. Cool, I'll check it out, she said. Sorry about that, I said, turning back to my partner. That's okay, Deanna said. Part of the job, right? She was right, of course, but I'm not sure how it happened. Somehow, what started off as a joke, a merry band of misfits calling ourselves the Secret Tango Society, became a movement. And the link goes back to another article I wrote a while back talking about my entrepreneur's journey with Tango. Occasionally, we held these hit and run guerrilla milongas long before flash mobs became popular that were coordinated via email like some covert ops cells. These were just the start. Next came weekly tango events at a funky studio performance space, ironically called Cell Space. That's when things really took off. I quickly realized the need to organize and filed for 501c3 nonprofit status as an arts organization. What started out as a hobby became my mission to promote this art form. But how did this happen? On long drives to job sites as a project manager for IT consulting firm, I would rehearse moves from tango class in my mind. Tango music itself was definitely an acquired taste. At first I found it hard to relate to. The complex, antiquated music with its many layers was often too subtle for my untrained ear, and sometimes hardly bearable due to the scratchiness of old recordings. Occasionally I would switch to more contemporary hits, and that's when it hit me. What if we danced tango to modern music? So pinging a few dancer friends, we conspired to meet on the weekend. Brainstorming on locations, we decided on spots that were public enough to attract attention, but not so much that it would cause a disturbance. We settled on the Palace of Fine Arts. While lovely, it was wrapped in typical blustery, cold San Francisco weather, and the gravel floors were less than ideal for pivoting. Strike one. Next, we decided to give Union Square a try. There were plenty of shoppers and tourists rushing to their destinations, but occasionally a few would take notice. Although we experimented with a few other spots, this became the fallback spot for meeting. Once we started having weekly dances, that's when the old guard took notice. These folks believed that the purity of the dance was preserved by playing nothing newer than songs from the golden era in the 1940s. To dance tango to covers of Metallica, Nothing Else Matters, or bluesy Norah Jones was considered sacrilege of the highest order. But we are no longer just some upstart, ragtag, quirky anomaly. Slowly but surely our ranks swelled. Suddenly we were a force to be reckoned with. You were the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn. Besides just having fun, our dancing improved as we became more comfortable enough to both try out different sequences and share techniques. Soon we were the ones teaching beginners and helping them get started on their tango journey. In Switch, the Heath brothers talk about how cultivating a sense of identity leads to change. We were the misfits of the traditional tango world, but we were also the future of tango evolution. Traditionally, artists have influenced each other's creativity. Movements like the Impressionists or modern artists like Dali and Picasso were born from mutual respect and admiration for each other, while the contemporaries often regarded them with, well, contempt. Good artists copy, great artists steal. Pablo Picasso. The Heath brothers also talk about rallying the herd and how behavior is contagious. I knew that our little movement had come of age when one of the largest events in the country added an alternative Milonga event, a term we coined for what we did. For more on mastering the dance of creativity, I share a link to another article that I had written about how the dance of creativity is really this dance between what we consider the elephant and the rider. Now in my work as a content marketer, I'm constantly finding ways that we influence each other. While we often think of more artistic fields as requiring creativity, have you ever tried to come up with 1,001 ways to sell bath and body products? Never mind struggling with writer's block. It's like finding a way to make sausage making even more interesting. Recently, Mark and Philomena Timberlake shared how to repurpose content in the Google community of online educators I follow. They said that they had been inspired by Scott Scowcroft. Meanwhile, I shared this on another forum for content marketers, and here's the video. I provide the link for that. So you see, there's almost a never-ending ripple effect of influencing each other. I definitely love connecting with positive, motivated entrepreneurs. Not only do I enjoy the connection, but we're constantly learning from each other. Who's in your inner circle of inspiration? How do they inspire your creativity? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments on the Butterfly Formula blog. You can also follow me, of course, on Twitter at JYCMBA. And yeah, and now I'm starting to post these on SoundCloud, so you can also find me there as well. So however we connect, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and comments about creativity and how to grow as a creative entrepreneur. Thanks for watching or listening.